So, hello and welcome to a weekend preview. This week I'm joined by Jamie Wren. You remember him from last season, our Irish correspondent. He is now with child, well, with an extra child. So congratulations for that, Jamie. But more importantly, can the boy pick any winners yet?
I have a nickname here, Dave, called Pricewise. Everyone knows me in Pricewise in Tralee, and I just said to everyone, Mini Pricewise is born now that year, all finished.
Superb. Well, considering he's not really up to it at the moment, you've only just come back today, I think, mum and baby, haven't they?
Yeah.
We'll get him off the hook for this week, but I reckon for the Christmas festival, we should probably get him up to speed by then, shouldn't we?
Hopefully, Dave, hopefully.
What we're going to do is we'll cover the weekend action. Mainly, I reckon we'll just do Cheltenham and Punchestown because they're the big boys, aren't they?
Yeah.
We'll do Cheltenham Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we'll do Punchestown Saturday, Sunday. I'm just going to skim through pretty much race card order, give a little bit of what I think, and then you can pad and add as you see fit. So the opening race on the Friday, conditional jockeys handicap hurdle. I've given it a little bit of a skim. It's not a race I want to get too stuck into. Magic Dancers up in trip. They did that with it a few years ago. Always looked like it won it further, but it never really worked out. Down a couple of pounds, was pretty eye-catching last time, but just a place horse, I think. The one that's annoying me is Induno for David Pipe. That's the one that I had on the shortlist. It's bumper form and it's wins. There's just loads of horses in and around it that are like 130s horses. Then even some of them are down to 120s. It looks like it's well in, but it's well found in the market. Hills have already opened up 9-2. It's as short as 3-1 already, so probably going to be short enough. Anything in that race taking your eye?
I think I fancy a horse, Dave. Remember last year I said that he had no chance in the race. Global Citizen won. I actually fancy that Fanny and Desterval. No, he's had a break since that fifth last year in the what's that name of that race? The Wayward Lad, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, like if you look at that race, like Global Citizen won it. Rouge Vif is up to 164 now. Grand Santi's a bit disappointed with Canton last week, I thought. Al Dancer's come out and won, and then you have Fanny and Desterval up in trip. Price at the moment is 92. I think he's a good bet. Magic Saint, I can't get a hold on him at all. I know he's down a couple of pounds. Is he really a 152 horse? Now they're taking Brian Carver £5 off. Maybe. On the slopes there's 4-1. 142. I probably needed to run the last day. Has good form as well, but I'm going to take a chance on this Fanny and Desterval anyway for Felicia Williams and Charlie Dykes.
Superb. So that's the second race, the 150, that Paddy Power handicap chase, not the proper Paddy Power Gold Cup. That's a 2-mile chase. On the slopes, I know it's been quite popular by a few people. That was one in the week, was up at a bit of a bigger price, looked like an each-way steal to nothing. It's a pretty competitive race on paper, and lots of names that people recognise, but wouldn't be one I'd want to get too stuck into. But yeah, that Fanny and Desterval, interesting now, isn't it, off that 150? Because if he's going to turn into the horse that he looked like he could have been last season, you'd think he'd be doing it there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, it's a tough race, a hard race to pick. Like, but look, I'll take a chance on him. And like, he could drift, and you can be a decent each way bet on him. Like, you know, but I won't be overly confident either. Like, anyone could win that, especially with all those names who are constantly running at Cheltenham.
I think he was the one that beat Sully Dock at Newbury when he first went.
That's the where I'm kind of going. Like, he won the last day, didn't he? That's
it. Yeah, when they finally put the tongue tie on it after wearing it in France. So yeah, like we've had backwards form lines as boosted, haven't we? So yeah, fair point on that one. I like the look of that, considering I haven't really too much looked at the race. A race I have looked at a bit is the 225, the Welfare Novices Chase. So the 2.5 miler. Fusel Raffles was ended up in this, and because of the way that the declarations go, or at least the entries do, everyone saw on Friday that he was ended up. I think a lot of people think that Fusel probably wants to step up. He headed the market, but a lot of people, I think, so I don't know why, but forgot that there was the 2-mile Novices Chase this weekend as well, which is clearly where Fusel's going to go. So there's been a few defectors from this race. It's still pretty warm, to be honest. We've got Mossy Fen, Protectorat, Southfield Stone that are all 140s horses. I'm struggling to be confident in a race. There's small fields at the death of me when it comes to novices. Mossy Fen just jumped so far right last time that's a huge worry for me. And I wonder whether, I know, like, tactically you'd think, put it on the inside of a horse so that he'll avoid jumping into him. But we saw what happened with Asteria and Forlonge in the Supreme. It doesn't necessarily stop him. It can be a bad thing to happen. So I would probably prefer that they stuck him on the outside or dropped him out the back and just let him make the mistakes. If he's going to keep doing it, there's no point trying to force a mistake out of him to stop it. I think it probably all boils down to Protectorat. Just looks like a decent win last time, comes out on top on numbers, is an even money favourite, so it wouldn't be one that I'd be putting out of any confidence or suggesting backing. But looks an interesting enough race. I just don't think we've got any worldies in it, do you?
No, not really, Dave, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to play the race out in my head, basically. I thought Mossy Fen would win the last day, but no, he just jumped a bit big to me. I just try to visualize. I think Sophie Stone probably or Mossy Fen will take it up, and you'll see just Harry Skelton just tracking the two of them, like basically, and pick it up, maybe turn the corner. Like, gets 3 pounds from Sophie Stone. I think that'll pull it. Like, he won a novice hurdle there. Like, novice hurdles before Cheltenham seem to go a lot slower, so he has that bit of speed at the end that'll pick him off. I think even when he's a good bet, and he's probably one of my naps of the weekend, because I think at the end he'll have somewhat too much of a kick for the. I think Mossy Fen will be out by the wash and paying the dreams on there to make up the numbers. I think he'll have too much speed for Southfield Stone. No, Southfield Stone is one at Kempton, showed a bit of speed, but I think with course form and everything, Protectorate looks a great bet, like at his money. No, I think he'd be shorter by Friday.
Yeah, and I think that's fair comment as well. And I thought Mossy Fen would run Galvin a lot closer, to be honest. And I think that's his, I reckon that's his sort of trick, 3 miles. Maybe the drop back, I don't know what. Maybe if they go faster, they might think he jumps at speed. He might straighten up, but there's no way you could back him after the way he jumped there, is there? Again, it just goes. A lot of these novice chases, like over this side of the sea, it makes you feel sad, doesn't it? Until we get Shishkin out, how far behind are we? Jesus.
Yeah. Like, if you look at all the down royal horses the last day, like with Gordon Elliott, it's going to be tough for the English next March. I tell you that for nothing, because like you see the stars he has now, it's insane. Like,
oh, absolutely. But a race that will definitely won't go to England, and it probably won't go to Ireland either this year. The cross country prop in March. That's the next race up, the 3 o'clock handicap. Tiger Roll, Easy Land smashed against each other. So last year, when Tiger Roll made that comeback run, and he was way down the field, and everyone was banging on about, oh, it's fine, it was a great comeback, what a lovely comeback. And I wrote a piece. I never do this sort of stuff. I wrote a piece basically saying you've got to take that more literally than people were giving it credit for. Like, he's a bit older, didn't look the force of old, and obviously he got beat by Easy Land. And we don't know what would have happened at the Grand National, but he's off 171. He's going to be a whole year older. I reckon the fact that Easy Land is now here in competitions might end up doing him a tiny bit of a favour. So I feel like Easy Land's going to spank him in this handicap, because Tiger Roll, when he's running before in the past for this race first time up, seemed to need it. So hopefully he might get a bit of a drop. I don't think they'll even care about the cross country at Cheltenham, because I know there's the immortality and all that sort of stuff, but again, could probably get beaten by Easy Land. Would it make a difference to his actual weight, but you get a penalty potentially for it? I reckon Tiger Roll's finished with, to be honest. And it makes me feel sad because he's a beast and all that sort of stuff, but it's the time for the new king, and at Easy Land, I can't see this horse getting beat.
£4, Dave. I looked at it the last day, actually today, and it says it's all good in the description, yeah, for Cheltenham at the moment. Yeah, I know Easy Lands. I think he's won on good ground, hasn't he? I prefer Tiger Roll on good ground to Easy Lands at the moment. Like, what's Easy Land? What's one Easy Land now? 170, 60, sad.
Yeah, 167 for Easy Land, 171 for Tiger Roll.
171, but 171 getting £4 now. Is he a 171 horse at the moment?
Nah.
No,
but it was levels in March. He's got to give him £4. He's £4 worse off with him than he was in March.
Yeah,
I just feel like, does Tiger Roll really care? Does Gordon Elliott really care about winning this race? Is it just a box ticket exercise? Maybe they do think pick up another win at Cheltenham.
Yeah, maybe. But look, if he's had a prep run on the flat, that's what's giving me hope. And look, if there's any softening. Yeah. But if there's any softening going, no, look, Easy Land should win, and he's the improving horse. But Tiger Roll, you'd have to give him one. But I know what you're saying. Is he going to care, Gordon Elliott, about this race on Friday? But he's not bringing him over for the sake of it either.
No, I agree. It might be a nice little one to stick it to Easy Land as well, mightn't it?
It's not a betting heat. It's not a betting heat, Dave. It's just a watching brief, really. And look, you'd have to give him some sort of chance, Tiger Roll, especially if the ground is good.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think you've nailed it there. It's not a betting heat, is it? And to be fair, we spent more time talking about that than we have the other races.
No, it'd be great to see the two of them upside each other and eyeball each other. And look, you'll know coming around that corner when they come back onto the main track if Tiger Road is travelling. If he's not travelling, forget it. But look, Robbie Power's on him for the first time. So, I mean, like, he's never been on them, I don't think. So, like, that's another thing you have to factor in. Like, I know now he's great jockey and all that, like, but, like, Jonathan Plugano's coming over for Easy's lands, like, so, look, he's used to the horse. So, look, be a good spin for Robbie Power, but look, he has a chance with good ground. You have to give him one more chance with good ground, but look, I wouldn't be having a bet on it. No, definitely
not. Nice, I like that. I think that summed it up quite nicely. But there's a slightly better race after that. Well, is it better? I suppose it's all relative to what people think. Ballymore Novices Hurdle, Grade 2. It's registered as the Hyde Novices Hurdle. This is a race I do quite like. There's one runner in here that obviously it won, of course, last time. Does he know? Was fairly impressive, to be honest, in the way that he did it. I was really impressed with Polish or Polish, however they want to decide they want to pick it out as a name. When it ran last time, it was over a further trip. I think it travelled quite well. They either got interfered with or made a big mistake, a couple out. I haven't watched the race back again, but I remember at the time it made some sort of mistake. Did really well to finish where it finished. I feel like it was an unlucky loser. I feel like it should have won. I think the drop back in trip's probably going to suit it. Now, whether it should really be able to beat Does He Know or not, I'm not 100% sure. But I like that horse. I think he's too big a price. It's a shame there's only the 7 runners for the people that like the each way bet, but him, Grand Mogul and Does He Know are all interesting ones to watch. But I would be looking at this Polish thinking, if he doesn't go close in this one, maybe he could be, he's better than 130, I think. He could be one for a handicap next time out if it doesn't come in here. But it looks a nice enough race. I wouldn't be getting overly excited about it, but Polish will be taking a few of my quid, I think. What do you fancy?
Yeah, I wouldn't put draft. I thought that 3 mile race, it was a 3 miles the last day. I thought it was an awful race, to be honest with you, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you had a Willie Mullins outcast. I backed him a minute encore. Like, it was terrible. Now I know it rained and it looked shitty and everything like that, but no. Grand Mogul, I suppose, ran in the race last year. The Novice Hurdle, the Protector at one. He finished last. There must be something wrong that day. But like, I couldn't be back on a horse that was pulled up, he practically pulled up last year, right? But like, he has £11 and figures to find with Does He Know. I thought Does He Know was very impressive the last day. No, what did he beat? Midnight Run. Like, you could, I don't know the horse of Dan Skelton's, but nah. I mean, like, he's only a £3 penalty for that. You only have to give £3 to Grand Mogul and Polish. Like 141 against 130, he's 11-8. That should be a good bet in itself, really. Like, you know, he's £8 in hand. Hopefully, he does have more, but he was very good the last day, I thought. And, I think he'll win, yeah.
And I know, like we said with the Novices Chase as well, and like the price and all that sort of stuff. I would say that Does He Know is definitely one to beat. The thing with like this Polish as well is just the price is you can still get 14 to 1 about it, and I don't think it'll be that on the day. It'll be single figures.
Yeah, true.
I just set myself a price up to have a little go in. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, Does He Know definitely sets a standard. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes and wins it again. Bass and Kim Bailey are doing well at the minute. After that, we've got a Novices handicap hurdle. Now, I haven't looked at this too much because it's not particularly a type of race that would excite me. A few people have been mentioning Leroy to me in passing, so that's worth a mention for that alone. There's bits of form at time with other stuff, but wouldn't be a race I'll be getting too excited about. Anything you've looked at in there?
No.
Boom, on to the Saturday. We'll pick up Cheltenham again. We'll just do the 3 days of Cheltenham first, then we'll do Punchestown. Saturday's obviously the pick up the card. The Paddy Power Gold Cup day, but there's lots of decent racing before we get to that. I quite like the Saturday. I like obviously all 3 days of it. The Sunday's the absolute money shot with the Morgiana, pretty much in and around the same time as the slower chase. But this JCB Triumph Juvenile Hurdle is always a fairly interesting one. There's always something in it that runs that looks like it could be a bit special. Robbie Power's jocked up for Duffel Coat. That ran a couple of weeks ago. Run that nicely enough, to be fair, was fairly well supported. Hell Red, I was so impressed with that at Chepstow. And that was the day that me and Darryl did the live preview, and Darryl mentioned on his French run that he's got such a high knee action. Looks like he really wants some cut in the ground. But he handled Chepstow so well. This is obviously good ground again. I'd be very disappointed if Hell Red getting those £5 from Duffel Coat wasn't capable of beating him. So I'd be all eyes on Hell Red in this race, I think. What do you make of it?
Oh, who did you do the recording with again? Mr. Ascot, is it? Oh yeah, that fella. Yeah. Oh yeah, that fella. I remember him. Yeah. Carter, is it? Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah. No, yeah. Hellred should win, Dave. I can't see Duffin Cook in at £5. He was, as I agree with you. Looks a poor enough race. Like I thought there'd be different, more Nicky Henderson horses in it. He's trying to go with overpriced mixer, is it? He ran in the flat there a lot there during the year, and he was a lucky winner last day at Kempton. Like he was all over the place, and he still won. There's a lot of potential there, like, but nah, Hellred looks like Duffel Coat. I can't see giving a £5 to Hellred. Nicholson's to kind of target. This race doesn't need to start of the year now. Whether they're good enough to go on to March, who knows? But I wouldn't be overly confident. But look, he should win. Like, but look, there could be something lurking there. You would know. Like, it's juveniles at the end of the day.
I feel about the same with that one as well. Like Hellred's the one that I'll be watching. There's no way I'll be backing him unless he was 5 to 2+, which isn't going to happen. And when we're comparing it to the Friday stuff, when you've got the even money Fab in Protectorate, and then we've got the 11 to 8 on Does He Know, Hellred's probably going to be in and around that sort of price. I would suggest the other two would probably be more value, just because we just don't know enough about this horse yet. So I think that's the first race done in it. Then we've got a handicap chase, which is conditional jockeys and amateur riders race. So jockey bookings are normally like a bit of a clue in here. There's another race that I haven't really paid too much attention to. I'll wait for the final declarations. However, One for the Road Tom, I would love to be jocked up in this because I like One for the Road Tom. Other than that, I've got nothing to say. Anything in here lured you in? Boom, we'll move on. From the Horse's Mouth podcast, Novices Chase, Grade 2. This is the race that I mentioned that Fuser Raffles was always going to run in, the 2-mile chase. I'll tell you what, this one I have looked at a bit. Basically, Fuser Raffles is on my horses to follow, and I really do like Fuser Raffles, and I'm adamant that he needs to step up in trip. Obviously, he's won those 2 races over 2 miles, and he's won them nicely enough, but with respect to the horses he's run against, he's beaten absolute nothingness. So he's going to be short for this, and I would just say that I don't feel like he should be the price that he is. He was about even money for his debut when he had Gumball and Quick grabbing against him. I mean, then he was an even money shot. That's fine. There was an even money shot when he ran the first time at Cheltenham. Okay, fair enough. Hadn't run around Cheltenham, but he wasn't running against this lot. And now I know he's proved that he likes Cheltenham, and he's proved that it wasn't a fluke the first time. But this is a much harder race. I think he's a poor price. So I've been trying to look at something to potentially take him on, and I know he's a horse that's on my follows list, but you don't have to just follow him off a cliff for the sake of it. Eldorado Allen really, really impressed me when he beat Stormy Island. I know that she hasn't really done much for the form after, but I just thought that was a decent enough effort. He was a decent horse before he had his injury. Last season didn't quite go to plan. He was fairly good at Sandown, and then it sort of went downhill after. But think of Colin Tizard and that cloud that everyone keeps banging on about. He won over a month ago, Eldorado Allen. So that was in the peak of that storm, or the eye of the storm. I think Eldorado Allen, if he handles it round Cheltenham, would be capable of getting £3 for Fusels and giving him a beating. Depends what some of the others do as well. Like if Zarakiva or Zakariva comes over for Henry de Bromhead, getting the best part of a stone, that's going to be hard. Polished Steel that she beat the last day, I like that horse. So I think that was fair enough form. I don't understand how LeBrule's allowed to run in this race, considering he won the race, and he's 2-mile Novices Chase as well, but it's irrelevant anyway. He wouldn't be winning this. But yeah, I feel like I would like to see Fusers run well. I want him to keep going well. I think it's about time he steps up in trip now. Maybe if he gets beat here, they will. Eldorado Adam would probably be the one that I'm eyeing up a little bit in here. But what do you make of the race?
I suppose Eldorado Allen. I don't know what to make him, Dave, to be honest with you. He looked like a good horse when he won at Sandown. Now, if you can win at Sandown, you should be able to handle Cheltenham, to be honest with you. I suppose you have to stick with the course form, and with Fusel Raffles, I suppose, is he going to win an Arkle? I very much doubt it. Is he going to win a Marsh? I very much doubt it at this present time. I think he should win this. But yeah, I would agree with you there. I think he could come over, but look, we'll get on to Punchestown later. Zakariva was very impressive last night. Now, if you get up towards the stone, Henry de Bromhead has no problem bringing horses over to Cheltenham, do you know what I mean? But he's bringing over a horse we'll get onto on the Sunday. But if he brings her over, I would like give him a stone. You'd have to fancy her like in a way, but like at the moment, I go with the course form and be Fusel Raffles. I changed my mind on it. If Zarkareva came up against her, I can't see Fusel Raffles giving Zarkareva nearly a stone. So Eldorado Allen, I'll give him. I'll have a look at him, but I'll have a watch him. But we'll see. If he wins that, fair enough. But look, these are horses like that are probably going to be stuck on the 150 marks for the rest of their careers, and this is their chance maybe to win a nice, decent race. Like, and I wouldn't be going mad. Like, but at the moment, you'd have to go up the course from with Fusel Raffles.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think that's the thing with Fusel. I think we're both in agreement that we can see why he's favourite, but we probably can't see why he's quite as short as he is. The thing is, because it's short-term anti-post, if that Zarkareva doesn't come over, then maybe it looks a bit better. Eldorado Allen might not be confirmed on good ground. All these forms come on heavy. So obviously if those horses don't turn up, even money all of a sudden looks a steal. I think if the race holds up a bit, though, you will get a bigger price on Fusel Raffles. And then that's when it becomes a bit of a head game, doesn't it? Because if he goes out to like 2-1, you feel like you got a backing, didn't you?
Yeah. I just let you know there's 6.5 minutes left on it.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen the little reminder coming up. So I reckon we can get through a little bit more and then we'll chop it off and then I can string it together. So the next race we've got after this is the big one, the Paddy Power Gold Cup. So that means I'm limiting us to 6 minutes to get this bad boy through. For me, it's quite quick to go through this one because it isn't a race like every year that I get too bogged down in it. I think there's probably some stats and trends you can look at that come in there. I just like to watch the race more than anything. Haven't had the best luck in it. Normally, whatever horse wins or runs well in it, I look back and think, oh, I could have had that one. But Saint Sonnet's been a big gamble for a few weeks. Price on him's completely gone, but anyone that wanted to back him would already be on. It's the most ridiculous thing to say, but Sky Pirate's an absolute dog. Just doesn't want to win a race. It was up for sale like before his last one, and it got picked up, stayed at John Joe's. Can't remember what they bought it for. It wasn't. I think it was more than I thought he would probably have gone for. But he'll pick up prize money. I'm just looking at the fact that there's so many like 150 horses in here that potentially could be good, or they, maybe everyone's talking about they could go Ryanair sort of things, but. Mr. Fisher's the only 6-year-old of those. Saint Sonnet's the 5-year-old, so obviously that's why he's got much more improvement. But some of the other ones are fairly exposed to my eye now. Sky Pirate, like it would be such a muggy. I'll just back Sky Pirate in the place market. You should get 4 places on Betfair. Don't know what you'll get, maybe 4-1, 5-1 about it, but I feel like it'll just be there or thereabouts, throwing the towel at the end. But Sky Pirate would be my bet in the Paddy Power Gold Cup, but not for win purposes. What do you make of it, mate? You've got 5 minutes and counting.
I suppose a lot of this is going to revolve around actually March, Dave. Like, how strong is the form? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Samco was beaten the last day, like, but it's Battle Over Dying's time of year to win races. Do you know what I mean? You don't see Battle Over Dying winning after Christmas. Samco, as you know, is a lovely pet hate of all of us. But look, he just needs good ground. Same with Mellon and all them. Faheen there, and Mr. Fisher was 4th in the race. Now, Alfaroff won the race a couple of years ago, and I was in the mid-150s. Is Mr. Fisher an Alfaroff? In my mind, no. I had a look at it today. I said no. Saint Sonnet was 7th in the race in the Marsh, and he is 147. He's 4-1. Now, the money's down. If you want to back the favourite, go ahead. It's up to yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you're on, you should be on a couple of weeks ago. I kind of fancy a horse. No, I would be going mad. I don't really fancy much in the day, to be honest with you, but I actually fancy a horse called the Russian Diane or Contizer. This horse had a bit of layup, pulled up, came back, and I like that. I kind of like a prep run. He was 3rd to Chirico Vallis. Chirico Vallis was 2nd today at Bangor. I think it was a prep run. Now, this horse was 4th in Novice handicap a couple of years ago to Plutar. Very light in the race after that. Now you can see his handle track. I know now. Plutar romped home with that, but look, he was there behind him into the straight. Ben Dundee was 3rd. Ben Dundee was 4th or 5th to Simply the Bets. Off 138, and he only has 10 stone 5 or 6. Look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be just a shot in the dark. Like, Mr. Fisher could be more than he's marked. Saint Sonnet could be just too well a handicap. I'll take a little chance on him each way. After that, Brelandez is £5 higher. So is Slade House, £5-6. I backed Slade House in the race last year. He won. He could have been better than he's actually 152 mark at the moment. Like, do you know what I mean? But he's dead no prep run this time. So that's what put me off. But look, I'll take a little small chance on the Russian die-in.
Yeah, and I think
Brelandez. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, John Joe Neal Jr. is on Brilliant Does. He won with Modus, didn't he? I think it must have been the first ride for Paul Nicholls for some time anyway. I like the Slate House thing as well.
Yeah.
We're thinking the same sort of lines. Again, where I was mentioning those sort of 150 horses and like we compared Mr. Fisher to like Alpha Ross and those sort of horses, that's where I feel like me and you have ended up falling in the same sort of, I would dare say trap. I just think we've fallen in the same sort of thinking. We're looking a bit lower down the because they're in lighter weights and there could be something. I mean, the two we've mentioned, Sky Pirate, the Russian Doyen, they've got potential to get some more coming out of them. It's just a really nice race to watch. There's always more clues out of it. I think Saint Sonnet, like you say, if you were going to back him, you should have backed him by now. You can't be touching him with the price that he is. So I feel like that's it done.